What's up, YouTube peeps and barbecue freaks? Thank you guys for joining me today. Today's video, we are going to do some beef fajitas and probably going to do some al pastor tacos. These are pre-seasoned. I didn't have enough time to make my own marinade and let them marinate for a few hours before getting them on the grill, kind of getting late start to the day. So I bought some that were already tendered, already seasoned. However, I am going to season them up a little bit more. We're going to cook these on the Weber kettle. We're going to saute some veggies, some onions and bell peppers and jalapenos, and make some tacos. This should be good. Let's get started. All right, so the first thing we're doing, I got a white onion, medium-sized white onion, red bell pepper, and an orange bell pepper. I'm just gonna, and I'm not gonna show all of this, but I'm just gonna kind of show you what I'm gonna do with these. Cut the ends off there, and I am going to right in half, take the inside out, the seeds and the stems, the veins. I'm going to get rid of that. And then I'm actually going to cut this, let's see. I don't want them too big, so I think what I'm doing is I'm going to just cut it in half and then just give them a nice little dice here. Just these small pieces, just kind of bite-sized pieces. I mean, you could probably left the whole thing together and got one big old piece, but I don't like mine too big. Just gonna slice these up. Here's a little hint. If you notice, I'm slicing from the inside and not from the skin side. It's a lot slipperier and harder to cut that way. But if you cut through the meat side here, it's so much easier. So just gonna do this to this bell pepper. I'm gonna do it to the orange bell pepper. And you can use red, yellow, whatever you like. These are just the two that I just happen to grab. So I'm gonna get these cut up. I'm gonna get the onion cut up. The onion, I'm simply gonna cut the ends off and then cut it in half. And I almost want to leave them. I don't know, I might leave the ring holes. I might cut it in half. I'll show you what I do with that. But let me get these bell peppers cut up, and then I'll pick back up on the onion. All right, so I got the bell peppers cut up. I'm gonna take this onion and cut the ends off. Get rid of that. Gonna get it peeled. And then I'm simply going to take this onion, cut it right in half. Just like that. Let's see, I don't want them too long, so we're gonna cut that in half and then cut this piece in half. And that's gonna be it. Oh, actually, that's not it. I'm actually going to slice this. So that my onion slices kind of look like that. So, if you're, since I'm going to do this outside, if I was doing them in a pan, then I could probably cut them up a lot smaller. That's totally going to be up to you how you want your onions. So, but that is it. I think these are going to be decent sizes here. So I'm gonna get the rest of these cut up. Actually, let me put this in one more time. Right there. I'm gonna get the rest of this onion cut up, and then we'll move on to the fajitas. All right, so the meats we're gonna use, this beef skirt steak for fajitas. It's already tumble seasoned and tender. I like this brand, this Meat the Enda brand. I think it's really, really good. I've used this before. I really, really like it. Again, it already comes seasoned, but seasoned and marinated. But I am going to add a little more seasoning to these. And the same with these al pastor tacos. This meat, this carne. It already comes, as you can see here, already seasoned and marinated. So So for these, I'm going to add some of the It's Incredible to that. To this, I'm not sure if I'm going to add anything or not. I'll figure it out. But these are going to be the two meats we use. Now, these I'm going to be able to put right on the grill. If I've made these before, if I remember correctly, it's kind of been a while. These pieces are a lot smaller, so I'm worried that they might fall through the grate. So what I'm going to do is I have a pan that I use for my veggies, to roast veggies on the grill, and I'm probably going to put that in that pan or in that container to grill them up. Or I may just throw these in a cast iron skillet and throw the cast iron skillet on the Weber kettle and cook them that way. I haven't decided yet. We'll, I guess you'll find out once you see the rest of this video, because I'm not quite sure how we're gonna do this just yet. So I'm gonna put those aside. I'm gonna get these open, and we'll take a look at them, get them seasoned up, and get them ready for the pit. All right, so I got these beef fajitas here. There's some fat on here I'm gonna wanna trim off. So I'm just gonna take my knife and just trim some of that fat off. And I'm just gonna kind of clean them up a little bit. I really don't want all this fat on here. So you just take off as much as you want. If you get any that got a ton of fat on them, I want to make sure that the seasoning actually gets on the meat itself. So I'm gonna just get this fat off. Let's cut off these little loose ends. It's gonna burn off anyway. You know, for this end piece, I think I'm gonna, since it's a lot thinner, I think this fat I'm actually gonna leave on. So, actually I'm gonna cut this off and we'll just cook it separate. So I'm gonna get the fat removed from the rest of these, and then we'll get them seasoned up, and we'll get them on the pit. All right, so I got the fat trimmed off here. I'm taking the It's Incredible from Heaven Made Products, my absolute favorite rub. I have used it on these fajitas before, and it works excellent. So, again, they've already been marinated and seasoned, but I like to add a little more seasoning, especially of my favorite seasoning. You can find this, excuse me, at heavenmadeproducts.com. I will leave a link below if you're interested. Many of you already know the product, you're familiar with it, you bought it, you love it. So you understand when I say this is a really good rub, what I'm talking about. For those of you who haven't tried it, again, check out that link below and get you a bottle. You'll be supporting a small mom and pop business. Really good people, Mike and Kim Petrie. So I don't get anything from it. I just like to help them out. They're good friends. So, all right, that's that. We're gonna let this sit. And while this sits, we are going to start on the al pastor meat. All right, so I got this Carne al pastor here. As you can tell, I think I mentioned earlier that this, unlike the fajita meat, just kind of comes in little pieces. It's not held together in big old chunks. If I cook it just like this on the grill, it's gonna fall right through that grate. So let me show you real quick. I'm thinking that this is gonna be the dish that I used to cook it on. You know, it's got these holes on the bottom so the flames can get through that and still char the bottom of the meat. This is what I normally cook my veggies in when I'm doing it on the grill so they don't fall through the grate. But I may use that for this, or again, I may just use my cast iron skillet. I'll decide, but I just want to show you what this looks like. So as you can see, I mean, this is just like a bunch of little pieces. So there's no way that's going directly on the grill. And I think for this, I think I'm just gonna hit it with some fajita seasoning from Fiesta. I really, really like that. Look at that right here. This fajita seasoning from Fiesta. This is excellent. And I haven't tried it on this, but I got a feeling it's going to go really well. So that's what I'm going to use on this. Give it a nice coating. Get the rest of this out. In case you guys are wondering, on the beef fajitas, it was a little under 2.5 pounds in that container. And this one is just over 2 pounds. So if you guys are wondering, how much meat there actually was. Now, do you need to reseason this? Probably not, but I'm doing it anyway, so. This fajita season is just really, really good on any meat, so it can't hurt it. It can only help it. Yeah, I'm really thinking I might do the cast iron skillet with this. Just because, as you can tell, as I pick it up, it just kind of turns to mush, or these really little pieces. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to let this sit. I'm going to fire up the Weber kettle, and we'll get to cooking. Hey, you guys, I'm using my Weber Performer. This is actually the first time I've used this thing. I won it at a cook-off about a year ago, never used it. So I'm gonna put it to use today. What I like about this grate, you can see here, it has this opening. You know that pan I told you that I would normally use my veggies in? That fits right in here, right over the fire, and it allows it to roast those veggies. But I'm actually gonna put the middle grate in. So now I'm gonna take these beef fajitas right over the fire. Then I'm gonna get the lid on it, and we're gonna let it go for, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 minutes, and then we'll take a look at it. Get this closed up, and we'll check back in just a bit. All right, these have been going for a few minutes. Give them a flip. Well, you know what? I think they go a little longer. Yeah, we're gonna let them stay on that side a little longer. I do have the bottom vents wide open, and I have the top vent halfway open. However, I think I'm gonna change that and open it all the way. Top vent right here. Can't really see it, but I just put it all the way open. Again, the bottom vent is 100% open. We're gonna let it go for a few more minutes. All right, let's give this a look. Woo! Smoky. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and flip these. I'm gonna eat this little piece right here myself. So, they smell really, really good. Let me move this up a little bit. Right there. So, we're gonna continue to let this go on this side, and then I think at some point I'm probably gonna leave the lid off, let that fire really go, and get a really good char on there. But really what I'm trying to do is get some smoke on here. Like I said, I did add some pecan wood in here. So I want to get some smoke in here, let them get nice and tender, and then we'll finish them off. We'll finish them off with a nice little char. So get the lid closed and let it go for probably like 10 minutes. All right, you guys, so those beef fajitas are done. Got my grate here. We're gonna go to this little grate. Clean it up just a little bit. Woo! And what I decided to do is, let me show you here with these Carne al pastor. Went ahead and decided to cook it in the cast iron skillet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave this just like this right over the coals. I'm gonna leave the lid off. We're gonna let that fire get nice and hot, get this cast iron skillet hot, and I'm just gonna cook it like this. So I'll give you a little shot in just a bit once this kind of comes up to temp. I just put it on so it's it's not hot yet, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and cook it this way. We'll see how it turns out.
All right, so this pan is getting nice and hot. As you can tell, things are starting to sizzle. So just gonna, keep turning this until it's done. Now what I might do is I might drop another little piece of pecan in here, and then close the lid for a little bit, just to make sure that I get a little bit of smoke on this. Not sure if I'm gonna do that just yet. We'll see. So you can tell this pan is nice and hot. We're just gonna let it go until it's done, and then we'll get the veggies on. All right, you guys, those al pastor tacos, the carne al pastor, the pork meat is done. My phone, it is hot out here. It's like 105 degrees, and my phone is right next to the pit, which is making it even hotter. So my phone overheated, and I didn't get to finish, the rest of that filming, but you guys saw enough of that. Anyway, this basket here is what I'm gonna use for my veggies. Get that in there. And this basket just helps it from the veggies from falling between the grates. So just gonna let these saute down. And I actually like cooking like this, right over the fire with my veggies and stuff like this. I really dig it. So I'm gonna leave the lid off for a little bit. I might close it up, I'm not sure, but I want that flame to kind of get going so we can char some of these veggies. But as they're in here, I'm gonna just kind of keep rotating them, tossing them until they're done. And then the meat is already done. The meat is inside resting. So as soon as these are done, we'll take them inside. We'll let them rest for just a few minutes, and then we'll assemble some tacos. All right, so the veggies are done, the meats are done. We're gonna take some of these corn tortillas, and the missus is gonna drop them in some oil. Just give them a quick fry, just a few seconds. What that's gonna do is gonna add a nice little, just a slight crunchy flavor to it, and just make it more pliable. It just always adds, when you fry your corn tortillas, just adds a little extra flavor to them. As you can see, it doesn't take long at all. We're not trying to make like hard shells for, say, tostadas or anything like that. We just want to give them a quick little fry. Add a little bit of oil to them. So she's going to finish the rest of these. I'm just waiting for my jalapeno to finish up, and then we'll assemble some tacos. All right, everything is done. Last thing to do is I got my jalapeno here that I'm roasting up. I want to get some good char on this, and then we'll dice it up and add that to the tacos. So I got the lid off, just letting it, ooh, it's hot, 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 hot. Letting it get some nice char. So once it's done, again, we'll head back inside and assemble some tacos. All right, guys, so here's the carne al pastor, the pork. Here's the beef. I will tell you that I think this is, it's still tender. As you can see here, I can, pull it apart with my fingers. So it's still really tender, but in my opinion, I think it's a little bit overdone to my liking. Again, it's still tender. As you saw, I just tore these pieces off with my finger, right here. Look at that. So it's gonna be some good eating. It's gonna be tender, but I would have liked it not quite as done. We'll see how it tastes. It actually has some really good flavor. So here's the meats. We're gonna assemble some tacos, and we're gonna see how this turned out. All right, so we have everything here. I've got the beef fajitas. I got the carne al pastor here, pork tacos. I'm gonna take some sour cream for my beef fajitas. We're gonna add that to the taco. I'm gonna take some of this meat right in here. I gotta tell you that it's incredible. Actually added quite a bit of flavor to that. So we're gonna add that. I'm gonna take some of these veggies that we roasted up. Put that right over the top. And then I'm gonna take some of this jalapeno right here that I roasted up. And so what I did, I just diced it up. We're gonna add that right over the top. So that's gonna be good. Right in there. We're gonna add a little, oh, you know what? One thing I forgot is the avocado. Let me cut up some avocado because that's definitely going into these tacos. Let me cut that up, I'll be right back. All right, so I got some avocado here that I sliced up. Just gonna kind of spoon some of that out. Right over the top. Put that in here. That looks so good. Get that jalapeno in there. I'm gonna add a little bit of, let me move this aside. A little bit of Kobe Jack. Right over the top. I do have some homemade salsa that I thought about adding. I'm gonna leave that out. So that's the fajita one for the carne al pastor. I'm gonna take, I like a little bit of sour cream in mine. Just a little bit of sour cream, or some sour cream. I'm gonna take some of this meat right over the top. And for this one, the way that I'm gonna top this is, I've got some raw onion here. We're gonna add that right over the top, just a little bit that I minced up, diced up. And then I'm gonna take some cilantro, and I'm just gonna, I probably could have diced this up, but, or minced it up, chop it up, whatever you wanna call it, but I think I'm just gonna add it right over the top, just like this. It's gonna be just as good. Get that in here. You gotta have some cilantro in your taco. And I'll give you a closer look at what this looks like. Lastly, I got some limes here that the wifey sliced up. We're gonna take that right over the top. That's gonna be so good. Hope you guys can see that. Right over the top. One there. I'll bring one over here on the fajita. And then we're gonna give it a taste.
All right, so now we get a taste of tacos. This is that carne al pastor, the pork, a little sour cream, onion, cilantro, and lime. Let's give it a taste. You got that al pastor, that carne al pastor, that pork taco. It's really, really good. You know, it was a lot lighter. I was a little hesitant about adding the sour cream to it, but that I'm so glad that I had that sour cream to it. It is so good. It's just a really like, it isn't heavy, it's light, but there is a ton of flavor. Again, it already came marinated and seasoned, but adding that fajita seasoning definitely made a difference. What do you think, baby?
It was really good.
The wifey over here who's eating is good. That one was good. Let's try the beef fajita one. All right, so we got the beef fajita one here. So it's beef fajita, I got some sour cream in here. I got the onions and bell peppers, a red bell pepper and I think it was an orange bell pepper. I got the jalapeno that I roasted. I diced that up, minced it up, added that to here, all right, to the taco. I added some avocado and some Kobe Jack cheese. Let's give it a taste. Do you like that one?
That's good.
The difference is with the tacos, the pastor is tangy.
Wifey.
So with the sour cream, it kind of cuts a little bit of the tanginess, but it gives it a different flavor. And then the fajita with the peppers and the cheese and the sour cream is just really good in the flavor. The fajitas are really, really good.
Yeah. You know, I got to be honest. I was, you saw earlier when I was talking about, I wish that it wasn't, or that I thought it might have been a little overdone. The beef fajita one.
They're still tender.
Yeah, they're extremely tender. You saw where I was able to just like with my finger, you know, pull the meat apart. So they're definitely tender. I thought that they might have been a little overdone, but good gosh almighty, both both of these tacos are damn good. I'm kind of leaning toward the al pastor as my favorite one tonight. It's just,
Me too.
yeah, you too?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot going on with the beef fajita one, but that al pastor is just so, like I said, only way to describe it is that it's light. You know, the meat isn't heavy. The sour cream just adds a nice smoothness to it. It's just good. And then the onion and cilantro. You got to add that cilantro. Damn it, that's good. You guys, they really are good. I really didn't think that I was gonna like them this much. Going on a corn tortilla that's light, and then you know you saw that the wifey dipped it in that oil. That just adds a little bit extra flavor and just kind of changes the flavor of the corn tortilla. It's really, really good. I would definitely, if you're ever using corn tortillas for a taco, suggest that you give it just a quick little fry. You saw just a few seconds on each side. Makes a huge difference. These turned out great. I'm gonna be honest, there was a point when shooting this video where I thought I might not upload it. Just gonna be honest. I'm glad I did because they actually turned out really good. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much. And if you aren't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I would truly, truly appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys next time. Take care.